Hey guys, Jeffries here, and welcome back to Cities in Motion 2. Last episode we started building what I'm now going to carry on building here, which is an underground busway, basically, where the sole purpose of this is to connect, if it lets me build this little section here, connect this part of the city, the new western suburbs, it's not really playing ball at the moment. There we go. So that's that now connected up. These are the western suburbs of the city. You can see roughly where we are over here on the minimap. It connects this part of the city here via a tunnel that runs under this, which is the southern island. We're going to delete that a little bit there, and it comes all the way under here, and then it comes out here on the northern island. Wow, that's a graphics glitch if I ever saw one. How odd. But yeah, it comes out here, and that is just a couple of blocks away from the central hub. Jeffries central hub. So we've built this new road, although I'm really not liking that. That looks awful. Might try and either rebuild this bit or cover it up with something or other. Not sure what yet. I could just leave it, I suppose, and pretend it doesn't exist. If I turn it around like that, there you go, you can't see it at all. Okay. So what I want to do is build, if you haven't worked it out yet, a trolley line. And that is what's going to connect these two sections up. I did say a few episodes ago that it would be a trolley line, but now I actually go ahead and do it. So we build that like that. We then run the line down. We're already down the middle street here, and then down the middle street here as well, and then it runs in a tunnel, or into the tunnel, all the way along. Where does it come out? Over here. That's right. Comes out here. It then turns. Right, it comes down here first. Then it turns onto this avenue. Is that a one-way? Oh, it is a one-way. Okay. Scrap that idea. Scrap that idea. It runs into this road here, which runs onto this road here, and then onto this avenue, and then onto this avenue, and then up this road here, and then down this road here into this section here, which is of course the main drop-off point in this satellite in satellite bus station. And then it runs back out here, straight along here, and then back underground. That looks a little bit ugly. I might replace that with a I don't even think a one-way street there is a good idea. No. We'll fix that at some other point. Oh wow. Trams. Wow. That's a lot of trams. Wow. Okay. Now when they come out of here, they're going to run down the middle lane here. They're then going to cross over this line here, because they're going to run into this tunnel again via the middle lane. Come out of the tunnel here. Keep going straight. And I might be taking them around the long way at the moment, but you'll see why in a second. So they're going to run into the fast lane here, and here, and here. Then going to switch over into the bus lane for this bit, like that, and then they're going to switch into that lane there. There we go. So that's all that bit done. Why have we got this huge queue of trams? This is the reason why we're running out of trams at our depots at the moment. And I did have an idea as to how to fix this. It was just a question of implementing it, because it's not an easy thing to do. I don't think it'll be that successful, if I'm honest. And I don't really think the solution is just to run more trams, like more small trams, because the problem is the quantity of trams, not necessarily the size of them. Although I did see just now, when there's a tram waiting here, if it's a prospector one, which is not that one, one of the really, really long ones. Is that a prospector? No. None of these are. But when you have a prospector, you'll know them when you see them. They're actually, oh, there you go, there's one. You can see it's longer than that section of road, so you end up holding up traffic here or traffic here. And that becomes a problem. In fact, it doesn't just become a problem, it becomes a nightmare. And how do you go about fixing that? I'm not 100% sure myself. What I do know, though, is it'll probably be more beneficial if I was to move the trams off of this main road and maybe move them up to here with the metro. That is a possibility. That is a very, 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 very possible possibility. Because it's just the traffic is ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. So I mean that's the biggest option, the best option. The other option I did have was to have an underground section here, where maybe underground or maybe overground, where we'll end up with two one-way streets, one running that way, one running that way, with a gap just big enough in the middle to put a pathway in, and then it either drops underground or it rises above ground every time it gets to an intersection, like this one for example. And then trams can just pass over traffic or pass under traffic without there being any issue. That was the other option. Which option I take, I've absolutely no idea. It mainly depends on what ends up happening with these trams, whether they fix themselves or not. But you can see there's a lot of trams wanting to run down these streets right now, and there's also a lot of people that want to travel on these trams. So it becomes a logistical nightmare as to how to coordinate all of this. The whole idea of this game is to get people out of their cars and onto public transport, and at the moment I seem to be doing both. You know, I get people out of their cars and onto public transport, but I also seem to be getting people into their cars as well and travelling these ridiculously long distances. So I haven't a clue how to fix this, really. What I do know though is I could probably loop the trolley wire around a bit more like that. But then I don't know what that does to traffic really. Let's do it though, just because. So what was it? They come to here and then they turn right here and they run along here like this, and then they run into this bit like this, and then they run into that bit like that. And then I can delete that bit. So that makes that a little easier. It has a little elongated section there, but hey ho. Right. So now the road comes under here, and you can see we have. Let's use this bit here to do this. You may remember my underground tramway from one of my other cities, where I built these little pathways, a bit like the one I'm about to do now. The smartest thing to do is it says cannot build in the water. Now it also says cannot build in the water. I think I might have messed up slightly with this tunnel. Because yeah, everything here just says cannot build in the water. I'm going to completely rebuild this tunnel, I think. Because that is hideous. In fact, I might build it as a bridge. Would that be better if I built it as a bridge? I don't know, because I don't think it would do much good in this part of the city. What we really need to do is get it underground quicker. So maybe here. Have it tunnel underground here instead. Let's do that. First of all, we need to get more money. How are we doing profit and loss? 156. So if I just sat here for a little bit, or if I just did some guided tours of the city or something, I don't know. Wait for all this to fix itself. We really need to fix this tram problem now. I mean, look at that. That is ridiculous. It's all fine down this end. They all go their separate ways and do their different things. That's fine. It's just this solid bit here coming into and out of the hub. I think I'm going to have to rebuild the tramway for the hub, or reduce the number of junctions. How am I going to do that? I can get rid of this one. I know that bus uses it there, but I could build an overbridge here to get rid of this junction, and then an overbridge here to get rid of this junction. I think that would work. Yeah, I think that could work. Let's do this side first. So let's delete that one, and let's delete that one. This one has to be an overbridge because obviously the depot exit is directly underneath that section there. So we go like that, and then we go like that. Now the only downside to it being is, although it's not actually a bad thing, we just can't get rid of this junction here because the way an extra lane comes up. You can see there's no traffic lights or anything, so that's fine. And there's a little sign there that says that the road gets narrower, and the trams now zip straight through that bit, so that's good. And then if I come over here and do the same thing, so delete that road and delete that road. This time I can have a tunnel, but I think again an overbridge is probably going to be the better option. So have it like that, and then oh, I don't have enough money. Okay, how much do I need? 10,000, and I've currently got 6,000. So that's annoying. Although the money is going up increasingly, so I'm gonna break protocol, and I'm gonna sit here and wait for the money to be enough so I can build this bridge. Whilst I'm doing that, I'm going to talk to you guys for a little bit about future plans for this city. I keep telling you guys this in all different videos, but to put it all into one place, the metro is going to have a rapid expansion once these new suburbs are completed and connected to basically a satisfactory standard. And the reason I say that is I want to build these little side streets and stuff like I've been doing now, and connecting this trolley line up will be the first big step towards doing that, because at least then it gets people moving from that part of the city, and it gets the buildings to grow and the streets to grow and things like that. So that's why I'm doing this now. The reason I don't want to just go ahead now and build a metro there is because if I then decide 2 episodes down the line that I want to build a few more side streets and get a few more buildings, I can't then just build an entire new metro line just to connect those new extra streets up. So the options are to either have a new bus line, or an existing bus line that picks up passengers there and takes them to the metro station, or wait for the area to grow a little bit more and then build a metro line that's purpose built to collect as many passengers as possible from all these different areas. That is the more viable option for me. I like to get the metro right first time if I can. I'm very pleased with the metro line that I've got built here already, because it's the first time where I've actually had a proper 4-track metro with express lines and slow lines and had everything there connected up. And it was the one I've done here is mainly a prototype for the loops, big city loops that I'd like to build in future episodes. So to have that built and to have it to be successful and working, and even to have the timetables right so that trains aren't waiting too long for trains in front when they come round to go on a new loop. So you know, like I said, I'm very happy with that line. That now gives me the stepping stone I need and the experience that I need for when I decide to expand the metro into the new parts of the city. The monorail, there may be an expansion to that. There's no plans for one as of now, but like with the metro, if a new area becomes really successful, really popular, and we need to move more people through, and a metro might not be enough, and a tram and a trolley and a bus can't compensate for that, then maybe a new monorail line could be an option. And again, it could be like what we've done with the tram lines, in that it doesn't have to come from this existing monorail depot. It could be a brand new depot built at the end of one of the lines, at the end of the new line, and then you know, a turnaround depot at the other end. Oh, this is starting to flash. Is that built? No. It is now. There we go. And immediately a building got knocked down and a new one got put straight in its place. So that's good to see. And we have this much longer exit that takes you to the first stop outside of the hubs now. Big areas now for these vehicles to queue without blocking traffic heading in other directions. So that is very encouraging to see. What I have to do now is relocate. It's here, isn't it? Yes. And it's starting to get built over already, which is funny. Yeah, this is the location of the new tunnel, and you can see how these lines link it all up and things like that. No, that's not going to work. I was thinking about crossing these lines over a little bit, but that will not work in the slightest. See what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to go off camera and I'm going to build this new tunnel. So I'm going to raise the funds and I'm going to put the tunnel in. Then when we come back in the next episode, we'll see the tunnel and I'll talk you through how I built it, etc. And I'm also going to sort out this tram problem, because although we've sorted out one little bit, there's still a couple of other bits here that could do with being dealt with. A couple more junctions that maybe could be demolished, not needed anymore, or whenever needed, for that matter. Excuse me. And just try and clear this up a little bit more, because it's getting a bit messy. And you can see it's just solid red all the way down these roads, and it's absolutely ridiculous the number of junctions that this road actually has. I don't think it needs half of these. So yeah, we'll do that off camera, I think, and then we'll come back next time. I'll show you guys what I've done. So until then, guys, thank you very much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, be sure to click the subscribe button. If you have already subscribed to my channel, thank you guys for your continued support. And until next time, I will see you soon.